one of the key questions that was asked is how is income that is generally regarded as maintenance treated? I think three journalists asked that question. So it's the same. So I think what CEO mentioned, it's important that the social grants aren't treated the same as SRD. We don't just check bank accounts and based on what is in your bank account, make a decision whether you qualify or not. With the grants, you would go through a process, so whether it's at the point of application, you'd bring in 3 months bank statements, and you'd sit down with someone and you'd work through every item on that bank account statement to determine, and the beneficiary will tell you, this money comes from this person, this comes from this source, this comes from that source, and at the end of the day, the beneficiary then signs an affidavit with all those statements saying this is what the income is for. Now, in terms of the social assistance regulations, maintenance is considered as income, but the beneficiary will be able to tell you based on their 3-month statements, you'll be able to see the regularity of that, and you can then say, well, okay, because the grants are assessed on an annual income, so whatever you take the 3-month statements and you extrapolate and then you agree with the beneficiary, this is how much you would receive for maintenance for a period of a year. On the question around the child, if the beneficiary says, well, this is maintenance I'm getting from the mother or the father of the child, for the purpose of the child, that would then go into assessing the child support grant that the beneficiary may also be receiving. So the grandmother could be receiving a child support grant, but if the mother is supporting or the father supporting the child, giving the money to the granny, that money would be considered in the application for the child support grant, but not for the application of the older person's grant, if the granny applied for the older person's grant as well, unless obviously she states in the affidavit that she's also receiving regular maintenance support from her children. But again, it's a process where you sit down with your grant administrator and you work through your bank statements, you record everything and you write an affidavit saying what the money is for, and then the basis of that you will then be assessed on whether you qualify.